The Baltimore Orioles Boston Red Sox series sponsorship presented by Chevrolet. The fans make their way into Fenway Park. It's the Red Sox and Baltimore Orioles in Game 2 of a 4-game series. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always joined by Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, today on the mound for the Red Sox is Clay Buchholz. And, Jerry, tough to tell which Clay Buchholz will show up here today.
Well, he's had 2 starts so far this season. The first one was excellent against Philadelphia. Looked like the ace of the staff. And then the second one, big problems against the Yankees, and especially in the first inning. You see the numbers. It only lasted 3 1/3 last time against New York with 9 hits allowed and the 10 runs, and I believe 7 of those coming in the first inning. So a very difficult time. And he kind of lost his composure in that game, not backing up bases, not doing the little things that pitchers are supposed to do. But back out there today against the Baltimore Orioles, and the key for Buchholz is to get ahead of these guys. Then he can expand the strike zone. That was the problem against New York. He was not getting ahead, had to come with the fastball, and they were teeing off on him really in the ball game. So today, try to get ahead, and then he can use his off-speed pitches, his secondary pitches, and hopefully have success against a very good offense.
He'll be matched up today against Chris Tillman on the mound. The Red Sox trying to keep some of that momentum going from last night. Xander Bogaerts with the walk-off base hit and the very good read from Mike Napoli, who comes around to score. It was a big Red Sox victory. They'll try to make it 2 in a row over the O's coming up next. On today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Toyota's website for deals via Toyota.com. Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. Your local Subaru dealers. The all-new Kia Sorento. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at Southwest.com. Well, a cool day today here in Boston and on the Charles especially, but inside Fenway Park where we prepare for Game 2 of the 4-game series. Red Sox have taken the field today, so let's check out the visiting Orioles lineup. It's brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Leading it off is Alejandro Diaz back in left field with Steve Pearce in right. Chris Davis at first base bats third with Adam Jones in center field. Jimmy Paredes comes off the DL today. He's the DH in his first game of the year. Manny Machado is at third base, batting sixth with Caleb Joseph doing the catching. Ryan Flaherty, the Maine native, at second base, bats eighth, and Everett Cabrera at shortstop bats ninth. Today's Red Sox starting pitcher presented by your local New England Audi dealers. Experience the all-new Audi A3 today. Clay Buchholz in 2 starts, coming in with a record of 1-1. The high ERA of 7.84, largely because of his last outing against the New York Yankees on Sunday night, where he was roughed up very early in the outing. His career against the Orioles in 17 games, a 9-4 mark with a 3.86 earned run average.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and they have made 9 errors in the 10 games they've played. Pablo Sandoval will be at third base. Sander Bogart's the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second. Mike Napoli, the first baseman. Left to right, Hanley Ramirez, Brock Holt, and Daniel Nava, and Ryan Hannigan doing the catching for Clay Buchholz.
Now the umpiring crew, Jerry Meal is the crew chief in behind the plate calling the balls and strikes today, with Paul Emmel at first base, Andy Fletcher at second base, and Jordan Baker, the umpire, at third. The weather is brought to you by Benjamin Moore. 53 degrees here at the ballpark today. Breeze right to left at 8 miles per hour in the forecast. Partly cloudy for the remainder of the afternoon and early evening here from Fenway Park, as Red Sox look to make it 2 in a row here against the Orioles. Home plate is already in the shadows as this game starts. While the pitcher's mound in the sunshine. Pablo Sandoval in on the grass at third base. And Alejandro Diaz lead it off here for the O's. First pitch from Clay Buchholz is outside.
You mentioned the career numbers for Buchholz against the Orioles, 9-4 with a 3.86, but only one start last year and only lasted 2 1/3 innings against the Orioles.
There's a drive to center field that Holt moves over on and makes the catch for the first out. Well, join the 2020 Club and enjoy an affordable, fun night at Fenway Park. Groups of 20 or more start at $20 each. Visit redsox.com/groups for more information. One down here in the first inning, and it brings up Steve Pearce. Right fielder at 143. Does have 2 home runs and 3 runs batted in. Sure, I guess one of the bigger concerns about Clay Buchholz's last outing, more so than the results, perhaps his reaction to some of those results and not doing some of the things that clearly he needs to do, like backing up bases and being in some spots he should be, as this is lined into left field promptly by Pearce. He addressed those things this week, as did his manager after the ball game on Sunday night.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of like he got off to a bad start and just completely blanked out of that ball game early. And you can't do that. I mean, as tough as it is and as bad it is to give up those many runs in the first inning, you've got to continue on and try to find a way, to get through 5 or 6 innings. And it just didn't happen. But, everybody has one of those. Fortunately for Clay, it was the second game of the season after pitching beautifully against Philadelphia.
1 out, 1 on. The base hit for Pearce takes us to Chris Davis, but first a check on Pearce at first base.
That base hit by Pearce broke up an 0 for 12 for him. Does not have a steal on the season yet.
Shifting here on the right side on Davis, but keeping it close to the infield as Davis takes strike 1. Look at that shift on the right side. Bogart's right around the bag at second. Double play possibilities with 1 out here in the inning. Last 2 games, Davis 3 for 8. 2 doubles and 3 RBIs. And the breaking ball in the dirt evens the count at 1-1.
He's in that 3 spot today against Buchholz because he's had good success against him. 316 with a couple of career home runs.
One out, 1 on here, and Buchholz slowing it down with a runner on. Now a throw over to first base, and diving back is Pearce. Now to talk about pace, and of course Clay Buchholz over the years has worked very slowly. Not much has changed in that regard. Swing and a miss in on the hands that time of Chris Davis. 1-2.
Yeah, that's a good cut fastball right there by Clay Buchholz. He starts it inside corner, then that cut on it brings it off the inside edge and right under the hands of Chris Davis.
Red Sox changed the alignment of their situation here on the right side of the infield as Buck Showalter making are looking on here as the shift has now been changed with Sandoval coming over to join the right side of the infield with 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. Davis will do that. He chases and strikes out. First strikeout for Buchholz as we check in with Gary for the first time today.
Guys, Sox also made an adjustment to the right side of their outfield. Shane Victorino originally listed to start, but you see Daniel Nava there in right field. Getting the start as of just about an hour ago, the Red Sox are saying Victorino tried to have it a go, but he has sore ribs, presumably from crashing into the wall on that home run last night. So sore ribs, Victorino late scratch, Nava's in right.
Victorino in the original starting lineup, as Gary mentioned, and hopefully it's not too serious of a situation or keeps him sidelined longer than beyond today. 2 down, Pierce at first, and Adam Jones the batter.
Now, when Victorino hit that wall last night, I was surprised he was able to stay in the game because he really did hit it hard.
The wall is kind of the perfect height to mess up your ribs. And we've seen it over the years.
Yep.
1-0 opposite field, and that's going to get in for a base hit. Nava charging as Pierce heads for third base on the single by Adam Jones. And the Orioles have runners at first and third now, 2 down.
That's now an 8-game hitting streak for Adam Jones. An inside-out swing. They wanted to go inside with the fastball. They actually got it to the spot. But Adam Jones able to bring those hands inside the ball and line it to the opposite field for the base hit. So threatening in the first inning here are the Orioles with a couple of base runners.
And look at that 8-game hitting streak. 14 for 26 during the 8-gamer for Adam Jones. First and third, 2 down. And Jimmy Paredes coming off the DL today. 305, 5 homers and 36 runs batted in last year. Primarily a AAA for most of the year, although was a September call-up for the O's. Takes the strike over the inside corner.
Buchholz going to his first curveball of the afternoon. So far we've seen the fastball, the cut fastball, the changeup, and the curveball.
Paredes was on the DL, the lower back strain. Throw to first, and back to the bag is Adam Jones. Jones has tried to steal a base only once this season, 0 for 1 on the year. Broken back grounder to first base. Napoli's going to go to second, and that will be the end of the inning. Napoli electing to get Jones at second to end the inning. Red Sox coming up from Fenway. Fenway Park as we check out today's Red Sox starting lineup. It's brought to you by your Eastern Hyundai dealers. Rock Holt leads it off. He's in center field with Dustin Pedroia at second base, batting second. David Ortiz, a DH, with Hanley Ramirez in left field. Pablo Sandoval at first base with Mike Napoli. Is Sandoval at third base. Napoli at first base with Daniel Nava. Late addition to the Red Sox lineup. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop, bats eighth, and Ryan Hannigan doing the catching. Brock Holt leading it off, 8 for 15 to begin the year as he takes strike one. The Orioles starting pitcher is presented by New England Nissan dealers. Chris Tillman's third start, 1-1 with a 7.71 earned run average. Opponent sitting at 314. He's walked more than he struck out. Carved foul off to the left. Loss against the Blue Jays, and he is coming off a dreadful outing. 2 2/3, 7 hits, 7 runs against the Blue Jays. Brock Holt hitting at .533 coming into today's game, and giving the day off to Mookie Betts. Strikes out here to begin the bottom of the first inning.
Today's Oriole defense is brought to you by DraftKings. They are first in the league, only 2 errors in 10 games. Manny Machado at third base, Rick Cabrera the shortstop, Ryan Flaherty at second, and Chris Davis the first baseman. Left to right, Alejandro Diaz, Adam Jones, and Steve Pearce, and Caleb Joseph doing the catching for Tillman.
1 out for Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia 12 for 43 so far in the season at .279, 3 homers, and 6 runs batted in.
Tillman has always been very, very tough on the Red Sox. He's making his 17th career start against Boston. He is 7-3 with a 2.69 ERA.
Trying to hold up, but Pedroia offers and is now down 1-2.
And that has always been a good pitch for him. His curveball is kind of a 12-6 curveball, top to bottom, to go along with the fastball, changeup.
Tillman part of the deal with the Seattle Mariners. As this is on the ground right side softly to Ryan Flaherty, who throws out Pedroia for the second out of the inning. Again, in the swing of baseball season, make sure you never miss a game by downloading the Red Sox schedule today. Visit NESN.com/schedule to import the 2015 schedule directly into your favorite desktop, web, or mobile calendar program. 2 down for David Ortiz, the Red Sox DH. 6 for 35 out of the gate at 171. Orioles into the shift with Ryan Flaherty ducking back to short right field. The trade I was talking about, Adam Jones, George Sherrill, who at one time was closing games for the O's, Cam McColio, who did not stay with the Orioles that long, Tony Butler, and Tillman coming over for Eric Bedard.
That's a pretty good deal for the Orioles.
Unbelievable deal for the Orioles. It has worked out. You got the all-star center fielder in Jones. You got Tillman, who's arguably their ace. It worked out. 1-1. Gonna miss for ball 2. 2-1. A little bit low, and it is 3-1.
Back-to-back changeups to David Ortiz. Now finds himself with a good hitters count, 3-1.
Tillman's still just 26 years of age. And Ortiz takes it the other way towards the corner. That's a fair ball off the wall. Diaz plays it. Ortiz got to hurry up. Throw to second base. David will be out at second. Trying to leg it into a double, but gunned down. Scoreless after 1 from Fenway. Double gunned down at second base.
Well, that's the time to try it when there are 2 outs in the inning, and Diaz makes a perfect throw. One hop into the second baseman, and the glove and the foot of David Ortiz get there just about the same time. But clearly, the out at second base. But, people will call that bad base running. That's when you try it with 2 outs. Try to get in a scoring position. Now, with nobody out, you don't want to make that mistake.
Manny Machado to lead it off here for the Orioles in the second inning. Machado, Joseph, and Flaherty. 6, 7, and 8 for Baltimore in the inning. There's a grounder softly hit left side. Sandoval cuts it off, and off balance throw, nicely done. So Machado retired on a nice play by Sandoval.
Now, I've seen him do this quite a bit. Go to his left, cut the ball off before it gets to the shortstop, and make that running throw toward first base. Machado out by quite a bit. As if this ball gets by Sandoval, it makes it a much, much more difficult play for Bogaerts.
One down for Caleb Joseph, starting again today after catching last night. And he takes strike one. The Orioles still waiting for the return of Matt Wieters, their all-star catcher, after Tommy John surgery last year. Joseph off to a good start, though, hitting at .370. The home run, 3 runs batted in. His major league debut last year on May the 7th. And a swing and a miss.
Elevated the cut fastball that time. That's back-to-back cut fastballs by Buchholz. That one a little bit higher, and Joseph chases it.
A foul ball just outside the bag at first. Gulf Electricity, they're powering Fenway Park, the home of the Red Sox, and they can power your home for less too. Visit gulfelectricity.com today. Lights are on here at Fenway Park here today. Partly cloudy above at Fenway. Right now, the sun behind the clouds. A 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Second strikeout for Buchholz. 2 down.
Now 2 strikeouts, one coming on a changeup to Davis. This time it's the curveball, and Clay's thrown a couple of curveballs in the first couple of innings, and both have been very good.
So 2 down, and it brings up Ryan Flaherty. 2 for 13 to begin the year. Did not play in the first game of the series last night. And the breaking ball in there for strike one.
I don't know what happened to the temperatures today, but when I left home it was beautiful.
Yeah, me too.
It's chilly here at Fenway.
It's getting up there close to 70 degrees this morning, and now it's not. The 0-1 pitch. Up over the mound, and it'll find its way into center field. A 2-out base hit. And the third hit of the day for the Orioles.
It's almost like Buchholz intentionally let that go, thinking there might be a position play there to make the play. But the ball bouncing up over his head, nobody could make the play, and Flaherty has a 2-out base hit. Watch him, see, like almost like he pulled the glove back down. One more look from behind Buchholz. He starts to go up, pulls the glove down, thinking there might be somebody there, but nobody is.
So 2 down, Flaherty at first base, held on by Napoli, and here is Everett Cabrera, the shortstop, filling in for J.J. Hardy as they check on Flaherty at first. Has not attempted one this year yet. strike one to Cabrera. Cabrera 276, no homers and an RBI. The San Diego Padres a year ago. And there for strike two. Back to the fastball for Buchholz. Probably seemed like a long wait for Clay in between his start last Sunday night in New York and this start here today.
Well, that's the difference between it being a pitcher and a position play. You have a bad night as a position player, you come back and play the next night. Pitcher, you got to wait.
On the ground, softly rolled to Pedroia at second base, and that will end the top of the second inning to an inning and a half from Fenway. No score.
Get done logging the 26.2. You want to kick back and tune into episode 3 of NESN Next Producer. It's BU versus BC, except not on the ice or hardwood or football field. It's in the video room. We got the three ladies from BU highlighting an inspirational student there, and Kai Thomas right there highlighting a women's professional hockey player. Episode 3, NESN Next Producer, should be a good one.
Looking forward to it as we move along to the bottom of the second inning. A lot of first games here today at Fenway Park. The youngsters here today. As Hanley Ramirez leads it off in the bottom of the second inning. There's strike one to Ramirez.
That's the impressive thing about Tillman. It seems like every time he works against the Red Sox, as we look at Ramirez's numbers, it seems like he's always on the corners with those fastballs. Very few mistakes.
It'll bounce in, and it's a ball and a strike to Ramirez. Sandoval, then Napoli to follow. His numbers here at Fenway Park: 3 wins, a loss, and 2.68 ERA. 7 starts. Look out. Fastball in, 2-1.
Fastball inside. Ramirez jumping out of the way about belt high.
On the ground is second baseman Ryan Flaherty. Hanley Ramirez, the first out of the second inning. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway. All the 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games, including the Yankees. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. One down here in the second inning. Here's Pablo Sandoval, and of course last night Ubaldo Jimenez was thrown out of the game, and seemed like a pretty quick reaction, perhaps an overreaction by Jordan Baker, the home plate umpire, as Pablo Sandoval was hit there and ejected immediately was Jimenez. There's a fly ball to left field. It has Diaza moving back. Wynn's going to push it, and Diaza in left field able to make the grab as he ducked into the corner. That ball took off wind-wise, and he had to go get it, and he did amazingly.
Well, I didn't think there was any way Diaz was going to catch up to this. What a tremendous play. He's already made 2 in this game and throw to second base to get Ortiz. And then this ball being pushed away from him by the breeze. He's able to make the play going to the 310.
And look at that breeze right now. 2 down here in the second inning, and it brings up Mike Napoli. 118 average so far for Napoli. The breakdown 4 for 34 to begin the year. After 6 homers during the spring, still looking for his first home run of the regular season. And a swing and a miss at the high fastball. Tillman last year a 13-game winner. There's a ground ball and a couple of hops out to shortstop. Everett Cabrera throws out Napoli. The Red Sox are down in order through 2. No score from Fenway. And able to celebrate there and celebrate here at Fenway Park here today. Nate Lehman, the head coach of PC. Congratulations, first of all.
Thanks, Don.
Great to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It must have been an incredible run. Tell us a little bit about your feelings through the course of the season and then the end.
Well, we, for the first time in our program history, we got rated preseason #1. So it put a lot of pressure on us. We didn't have a lot of guys that had been through that. So it was definitely a learning year. We started off a little slow. Got on a pretty good run around Christmas time, and then really had a good tournament, kind of found our identity, and played some good hockey.
Said something too to have both teams, Hockey East teams, be in the final. I mean, that says a lot about your league.
Oh yeah, I mean, our league is, what the coaches that coach in the league know that every night it's a bounce here, a bounce there. Almost every game goes to the third period, either tied, up a goal or down a goal. And it's a grind. It's a long season for our league, and we know that how tight things are.
An incredible run, lots of fun to watch. I mean, I can only imagine the emotions that you had going through as this one is on the ground to second base. Pedroia is there for the first out of this third inning.
I saw the last period of that game, and that was certainly exciting, that last period. Just what you talked about. I mean, it's everybody taking the lead and coming back, and that's exactly what you guys did.
Yeah, I mean, BU had a terrific team this year, and they were actually going into that game. They were perfect in the third period when they had a lead going into the year. And we just we talked in the locker room about having no regrets and coming out and just giving it our best 20. And we got a couple bounces, and we're fortunate to get a couple goals and hang on there.
Tell us a little bit about this group of kids you got. You got to be very proud of the way they did this.
Yeah, I was proud of kind of how they grinded out a long season. Our season is the longest of any NCAA sport. I know you guys are familiar with long seasons,
yes,
but when you're we were almost at it 8 months this year, and that's pretty long for college kids. And they get tired of the coach sometimes too. They get tired of his voice and things. But they're great kids. We had tremendous leadership with Ross Mowerman and Nola Chari, and they kept the team, the vision there, even then when we were a little slow out of the start. And you got to give the guys a lot of credit. They were a lot of fun to coach, and just so proud of them now.
Well, you have some downtime now to think about next season, but I guess you thought there was pressure coming in this year being number one. I guess next year everybody's going to be looking for you.
Yeah, without a doubt. But that's the league, and this is the type of league where you can't go in and relax whatsoever. You can never go into our league and we're going to be good next year. No. Too many good recruiting classes coming in, too many good coaches in the league, and you really have to make sure you improve every day, every week, and really use the summer to your advantage. Otherwise, you can get steamrolled in our league.
Great thing for Providence College, no doubt about it. And I know you're very happy to represent Providence College as well, and a great opportunity here with the PC Friars.
It is. It's an exciting time on campus. I mean, we have excellent leadership at the school from our president, Father Shanley, on down. And it's a great time to be there. There's a lot of campus renovation going on and new buildings going up, and it's just an exciting time to be a Friar.
And you've been all over the place the last couple of days. It seems this team has been celebrated by many.
We have. We've been to the state senate. We were at the Paw Sox game last night. Tuesday we had a celebration on campus. So it's been a little bit of a whirlwind, but it's been a great time. You got to soak it all in, and this today being here, and I think we have a good portion of our team is from New England, and our bus ride up, I mean, they were giggling like like kindergartners today, coming up. So this is really special for us to be here. It's very nice of Sarah McKenna and the Red Sox to have us here today, and this will be a moment that the guys will remember for the rest of their lives.
You spend a lot of time recruiting mainly in New England. Is that something you like to do?
Yeah, we try to. It's tough to get them away from BU and BC a lot of times, but we try to. You certainly, Providence College has a big footprint in New England and in New Jersey, and so you certainly want to make sure that you're doing your best of staying within that footprint. But in college hockey, you're all over the place and all across North America.
Well, the Red Sox here celebrating along with Providence College in the great national championship victory, and right now with 2 down, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Chris Davis as Buchholz has a ground out and a strikeout, and Adam Jones waits on deck. Red Sox in the shift on the right side here on Davis. And a swing and a miss. Davis strikes out. Nate Lehman, thanks so much for coming up. Appreciate it. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Jared. Thanks.
Guess what's back?
Oh, the Wally Wave.
The Wally Wave.
Same dance.
Same dance, different people. Same song.
Is this the first Wally Wave of the season?
I believe it is, yes. Actually, it is. This is the first Wally Wave of the season. Bottom of the third inning as Daniel Nava leads it off. Nava, Bogarts, and Hannigan featured in the inning as Nava, late addition to the lineup today. Shane Victorino in the lineup prior to the ball game, but taken out after giving it a go during batting practice, and a no-go here today. Some sore ribs from banging into the wall down the right field line. Last night's contest on the home run by Caleb Joseph. John Farrell was asked about Nava last night batting from the right side to bunt, and Nava saying that he was more comfortable bunting from the right side. So John Farrell was not going to get in the way of that, and he did bunt from the right side, as you mentioned last night when it happened. Probably more comfortable going from the right side.
I don't think it was any surprise to anybody in the ballpark that he was bunting in that situation. The guy that has turned to be strictly a left-handed hitter, but more comfortable bunting from the right side, obviously. So he switched around and he did it very successfully.
1-2 pitch, slap foul off to the left. .307 in 53 games against Baltimore. Always seems to do something well when at Camden Yards, especially against the Orioles. Nava now, Bogarts next. Boston-based daily fantasy company DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner, your Boston Red Sox, giving out $300 million in cash prizes. Enter promo code NESSON to play for free. 2-2 is going to miss. Full count.
Kind of a typical Daniel Nava at bat here, running the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
On the ground into the shift, Flaherty in short right will throw out Nava for the first out of the third inning. So the shift worked out well there. 1 out in the third. Here comes Xander Bogaerts, who got the walk-off base hit last night, and you got to credit Mike Napoli on the other side for a great read on the bases and coming around to score. And the Red Sox with the walk-off victory last night, game 1 of the series.
Yeah, Bogarts to make contact and Napoli to read that ball was going to drop in, and that was not easy because the second baseman had his back toward the infield and could have made the over-the-shoulder catch. Possibly could have made it, but it was deep enough where he could not get to it, and Napoli able to score the game-winning run for the Red Sox. That was a good ball game last night. It really was.
Going outside, 2-0 now to Bogarts. And Bogarts had picked up the first hit of the game for the Red Sox yesterday in the 5th inning. And ended up with another single in the 9th, of course, in the walk-off victory. Marked his first career walk-off RBI. And became the youngest Red Sox player with a walk-off RBI since Jim Rice singled home Denny Doyle versus Detroit back in 1975 at 22 years old. Well, ball 4 and Bogarts down to first base with 1 out. First walk given up by Chris Tillman.
He's getting his share of walks. He has 5 walks now on the season. He has struck out 5 times. And for the most part, opposing pitchers have been keeping the ball away from Bogarts.
1 out, 1 on. Ryan Hannigan at 136 with a home run, 5 runs batted in, and Hannigan getting his home run in last night's game. First home run as a member of the Red Sox. Red Sox were trailing 2-0 at the time when Hannigan did this and tied it up 2-2.
I'll tell you, just impressive as that was the pitch that he fouled off earlier in that at bat to get a chance at that breaking ball that didn't break very much.
Foul tip, and it's 0-2.
Earlier in that at bat, he had a fastball that was on the outside part of the plate, a strike. And he just somehow fouled that pitch off and then extended his at bat and eventually got the home run.
Hannigan fouls off to the right. Membership has its privileges. Learn how you can join the most exclusive sports membership in Boston as a Red Sox season ticket holder. Call 617-226-6888. Email new season tickets at redsox.com or visit redsox.com/season tickets today for more information. It has cooled off here at Fenway Park today after a warm early afternoon. A little chilly here in the later stages of the afternoon. And a foul to the right again.
Well, you know why that is, right, Don?
Well, I think the sea breeze has something to do with it.
Yeah, but do you know why the sea breeze cools it off?
Yes, because it's coming from Canada. Right?
No.
It's not coming from Canada?
No. It's coming from the ocean, and the ocean at this time of year is very cold still. So when a breeze comes off the ocean, it turns all this warm weather we're having into very cool weather. That's why. It's the ocean that's making it cold.
It's not Canada.
No, Canada's Canada's up there. Canada's up there.
There is strike three. Hannigan wasn't short. It picks up that outside corner. Second strikeout for Tillman. 2 down.
Tillman back to the curveball. Again, a very good one. Almost a 12-6 type. And pretty nasty. No complaint by Hannigan there. Is just a good pitch. Canada.
Well, I don't know. You get that Canadian breeze.
Get out of here.
All I know is I think again today we are the only broadcast with the window closed again.
I'm not fighting the sea breeze.
No, I know. I think we're it though again. I don't know because I can't see outside of our window here. Let's see here now.
Press box is closed.
Elizabeth Thomas, who is our stage manager, has decided to have the window open only because the director has required her to put that camera outside. So that's why she has to have the window open. The 0-1 pitch is going to miss. So there's Elizabeth. She has the elements. We don't. We're on the other side. We are in the comfort of behind this glass. Now let's see what's going on over there.
Well,
Joe has got it wide open. Gary and Mike Bordick have it wide open. So does Fred Manfred. Fox wide open. Well, that's their problem.
Yeah. Good
1-1.
Congratulations to them all.
Good for you.
Yeah.
When you get a cold, don't talk to me. 2 balls to strike to Brock Holt, who struck out in the first. Inside outswing and a foul down the left field line. Toyo Tires, the official tire of the Boston Red Sox. Whether you're taking your truck off-road, the kids to practice, or your sports car to its limits, there's a Toyo Tire for you. Visit toyotires.com to find a dealer. 2 down, Xander Bogaerts at first base. And Brock Holt with a count of 2-2. Fights it off foul. Brock Holt, to this season, has already played second base, shortstop, third base, and center field, with another start in center field today, giving Mookie Betts at least the beginning of the ball game off. Breaking ball slipped out of his hand, and a full count. Dave Wallace, the pitching coach for the Orioles, his second year as the pitching coach for the O's. Fouled off to the left, out of play. Fouled off to the left, out of play. Holt, a strikeout victim in the first. Tillman now battling Holt here. Rock is an even 508 for 16 to begin the year. Ninth pitch of the at bat coming up for Brock Holt. And a ground ball up the middle and into center field. Bogart's headed for third base. He'll get there without a problem. Red Sox have runners at first and third with 2 down.
Now, one of the reasons that Farrell wanted to give a start to Holt today is to get him into the lineup, and he's also had pretty good success against Tillman. He was 3 for 5 coming into the game, gets a cut fastball there. Bogarts does not slow up, gets to third base, and the Red Sox are on the corners with 2 outs.
First time the Red Sox have had a base runner to third base in this game, and chance here for Pedroia with 2 down in the inning. Dustin grounded out to Ryan Flaherty at second base, first time up. On the ground down the third baseline, a foul ball. Pedroia 0 for 3 in the ball game last night. Still has hit safely in 3 of his last 4 games. And a swing and a miss as the ball got away from Joseph, and Holt thought about going to second base but retreats to the bag at first, not far enough away.
Cut fastball here from Tillman, as you can see, and pops right out of the glove, but not far enough away to allow Brock Holt to get to second base. He started that direction but saw that Joseph jumped on it very quickly.
Yanks it up and away. Next pitch for Tillman will be the 50th of his outing, working with 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. Bogarts at third, Holt at first. On the ground, softly towards third. Machado on the run and in time to get Pedroia and to end the inning. Some nice defense turned in by Machado. Red Sox strand a pair, scoreless after 3. helps make good things happen. Watch how good things are happening to local people at easternbank.com/goodthingshappen. Now it's on to the fourth inning back at Fenway Park without a score. Baltimore 3 hits. Red Sox have 2. And Clay Buchholz with a 1-2-3 third inning now has 4 strikeouts in the game and deals with Adam Jones for the second time today. Jones with a single right field back in the first. One of 3 Baltimore hits. Off the end of the bat, foul to the end of the Red Sox dugout. Almost got Stryker down there just beyond the Red Sox dugout.
Yeah, Gary was up in the booth prior to the ball game today working on making his tie. He has problems making a tie, he said, but he went through it about 4 or 5 times and he finally got it.
Did a nice job. I noticed the pocket square this year every day now. Is that going to be a thing?
It's going to be a staple.
Yeah,
in my repertoire, especially when I have like Ken Rosenthal right next to me. He brings his A game every game. I can't be looking like some bum off the street, you know?
No. If you're going to hang around down there, you're going to have to step up your act, and you have. I mean, I think the pocket square is outstanding every day.
Step up my acting?
No. Your act.
Oh, my act. I know. I'm coming into my late 20s. It's time to, grow up a little bit, wear pocket square or lapel flower every now and again.
You got it going on.
Yeah.
I think you look better than Rosenthal.
Yeah, I do too.
No, shoe game is coming in hot this season, fellas.
Yep.
Even Jack gave me props on him this season.
In the dirt outside, 1-2 here to Adam Jones.
Jack who, Stryker?
He almost let me, almost kept me off the plane in Tampa Bay.
Oh.
A little birdie told him I was wearing the wrong shoes, remember?
I recall.
You guys remember?
I do recall that, actually, yes. But we did get you shoes in time for the charter, though.
You did, yeah.
Yes.
Size 14, extra wide. Fit real snug.
This is into left field for a base hit. And Adam Jones is 2 for 2 against Clay Buchholz today. First time the Orioles have had the lead runner on.
A base hit on a fastball back in the first. This time he gets the curveball from Buchholz and pulls it for the base hit. Not a bad pitch. I mean, it was down, did have quite a bit of the plate, but the breaking ball was down. Just good hitting by Adam Jones, who, by the way, is a good hitter.
Lead runner on here for the Orioles, Jimmy Paredes. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the first inning, 0 for 1. Base hit by Jones breaks up a string of 4 in a row, retired by Clay Buchholz. Sandoval in on the grass at third as Buchholz bluffs. Popped up, foul ground. Napoli heading over towards the Red Sox dugout, and he cannot get it. Just out of his reach. Now, the Red Sox Foundation launched the Impact Awards, which provides Red Sox fans in the 5 New England states outside of Massachusetts with the opportunity to vote on their favorite local nonprofits to decide which organizations will be awarded grants totaling $75,000. Voting deadline dates vary by state. To cast your vote, visit redsox.com/impact. Adam Jones at first base. Nobody out here in the Orioles' 4th inning. Framed by Hannigan, but it's 1-1. Manny Machado waiting on deck. Throw to first, and back to the bag is Jones again. Jones' lead has not been terribly large. the ground foul over by the Red Sox dugout.
Well, we don't know what the rest of this game's going to bring, but Buchholz's stuff is much better in the early going today, obviously, than it was last time out. I mean, the breaking ball's good, the cut fastball's good.
Inside, 2-2 now to Paredes. You know, 2 hits in the first, a hit in the second, had a 1-2-3 third, and then a leadoff base hit by Adam Jones here in the 4th inning. Important to get off to a good start today. Did get out of a 1st and 3rd 2-out jam in the 1st inning by getting Paredes, who's batting right now, to ground out. Close pitch, but a little bit inside.
Tried that 2-seam fastball, the one that starts inside and comes back to the corner, but not a lot of movement on that one. More like a 4-seamer and stayed inside.
That was the first 3-ball count of the day for Clay Buchholz. Fouled off to the left, out of play. There goes Jones at first. Paredes swings away and hits one down the left field line. Ramirez is not going to get there. One hops the wall in the corner. Adam Jones will stop at third. It is a double for Jimmy Paredes. And it's 2nd and 3rd with nobody out here in the 4th inning for the Orioles.
Ball dropping right in the corner on that left field line. A fastball out over the plate. The swing's a little bit late. But you can see the jump right there by Ramirez. Not a terrific jump in the outfield. And then when it gets into the corner, it bounces all over the place. So 2nd and 3rd with nobody out.
Now Manny Machado coming up here for the O's. He grounded out to his counterpart at third base, Pablo Sandoval, in the 2nd inning. And strike one at the bottom of the zone.
Red Sox playing the infield back with the exception of Sandoval at third base. Willing to give up 1 but not 2 in this situation.
On the ground up the middle, and ranging is Bogaerts. He'll go to first base for the out. A run scores. Adam Jones in from third with the game's first run as the Orioles take a 1-0 lead. Machado picks up an RBI as he grounds out.
And with the infield back like that, just get the ball on the ground somewhere other than third base. So back to the pitch, and you got an RBI. The Red Sox playing the infield back, they don't give up both runs that they've been in. Obviously, it'd be a 2-0 ball game. One hop throw to first base. Napoli's able to make the play. Now with the 1 out, less chance of a big inning. The Red Sox bring the infield in.
Orioles catcher Caleb Joseph, a strikeout victim in the second inning. And he sends it back up the middle into center field. From third comes Paredes, and the Orioles take a 2-0 lead. An RBI single for the Orioles catcher Caleb Joseph.
He didn't waste any time. Jumps on that first fastball from Buchholz and takes it right back up the middle. Two-seam fastball right there, and nobody standing there but the umpire at second base, Fletcher.
So 1 out, 2 runs in, a runner at first, and here's Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty had a solo home run on opening day. That was against Tampa Bay. Orioles started the season at the Trop in St. Pete. Played in all 7 postseason games last year for the Orioles. Had a home run in the postseason as well. 25 overall plate appearances during the postseason. And the throw to first base, back to the bag is Caleb Joseph. Buchholz has started off ahead. First pitch strikes to all 5 batters in this inning. And so far giving up 2 runs in the inning. Now a base hit into left field for Flaherty. The second base goes Joseph, and that is the 4th hit of the inning compiled by the O's. On the Evis coming out here for Boston. Well, tune in tonight after 10 p.m. to NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. Nikki and Jameson look back and compare the wild seasons of the Bruins and the Celtics. Plus, get to know Sox new catcher Ryan Hanigan. It's all tonight on NESN Sports Today. See what know-how can do. Everett Cabrera, the shortstop, 0 for 1. Grounded out to second base in the second inning, batting out of the number 9 spot for the Orioles. Fouls this one off of Hanigan's mask up into the seats.
Yeah, they're being very, very aggressive against Buchholz early in the count. Talked in the open how Buchholz does not want to fall behind like he did in the Yankee series, Yankee game that he pitched. They're ready for first pitch fastballs.
Swing at a foul tip that time. 91 on the fastball, and it's 0-2. Cabrera last year, 2 trips to the DL, hamstring strain. And the second time went on the DL, missed the remainder of the season, going on August the 10th. National League All-Star in 2013. As that'll miss, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Tries to get him to chase a high fastball up and out of the strike zone, but Cabrera would have none of it.
20th pitch of this inning coming up here for Clay Buchholz. 1 out in the inning. In the dirt, and Hanigan able to knock it down. No advance for the base runners.
Good job again back there by Hanigan. It was a changeup And of course, changeups catchers expect to be down and possibly in the dirt, so they generally get themselves in pretty good position to block the ball.
Frame there by Hannigan, and it is outside. Full count. Caleb Joseph at second base. Ryan Flaherty at first with one out. Top of the order, Alejandro Diaz waiting on deck here in the Orioles' fourth inning, already scoring twice. Now grounder up the middle and into center field. Caleb Joseph will be stopped at third as Brock Holt gets it back in. Bases loaded. The bottom third of the order all with hits. As Joseph, Flaherty, and now Cabrera all with base hits in this inning. Bases loaded, one down for Baltimore.
Yeah, all ground ball hits too, finding holes of this ground ball right back up the middle. After getting a couple of strikes on Cabrera, good battle by him. Holt put a good charge in that ball, and that puts the brakes on the runner at third base.
Bases loaded, one out, 2 runs in, and here is Alejandro Diaz, 0 for 2. Flied out to center, grounded out to second base. Acquired by the Orioles from the White Sox. Exchanged for some minor league pitching August 30th of last year. Shows bunt and takes ball 1. Oh for 1 this year with the bases loaded, but overall in his career pretty good at .313, including 1 grand slam. It's Joseph, Flaherty, Cabrera on the base paths here for the Orioles. And a swing and a miss, 1-1.
Once again, expecting possibly a fastball in that count. Did not get it. Got the changeup from Buchholz.
Swing and a miss, in on the hands that time.
Good shot, cut fastball that time. Maybe the best one he's featured today. A lot of break on that.
Outfield about straight away here on Diaz. Bases loaded, 1 out. Buchholz ahead, 1-2. And a swing and a miss. They needed that. Picks up his 5th strikeout, and it comes at a pretty good time. 2 down.
Threw some very good changeups to Diaz in that at bat.
Lindsey Buchholz helping out with the K-Men. Strikeout number 5 for Clay, and his daughter helping out. Steve Pearce 1 for 2, a single in the first inning, a strikeout victim in the third, and a pitch outside for ball 1. Fly ball, foul down the right field line. That'll get out of play into the seats. Well, tomorrow, catch an all-new Charlie Moore as the Mad Fisherman heads to one of his favorite New England lakes in the hopes of having a great day of catching fish. But something happens with the boat ramp that may not allow him to get into the water. Food, fish, and trivia are all mixed into this episode. Catch it all tomorrow at 6:30.
Food, fish, and trivia is fish is food, right?
Yes, it can be.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Fish, food, and trivia. And it's all tomorrow. Here's to the swing and a miss. Buchholz trying to get out of this inning, allowing just the 2 runs.
Now, if he gets out of this with only the 2 runs, that would be huge for the Red Sox because they're working against a guy today, Tillman, that is very, very tough on him.
30th pitch of this 4th inning coming up for Clay Buchholz. Fenway faithful trying to root him on. In the dirt, 2-2. So if they're not standing as one, Jerry, they could be sitting as thousands.
Clapping is one.
Yes. Yeah. Got to work on that. We have lots of time. It's only game 11. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down here in the 4th. Here's to the foul tip for strike 3, held on to by Hannigan. Back-to-back Ks for Buchholz. The Orioles do get 2 and take a 2-0 lead. Service that puts you first. Eastern Bank is here to make your banking and your day easier. See how at easternbank.com. Here, you're first. Eastern Bank. Inside the tee. We are not. We are inside Fenway Park. Youngster enjoying a cookie, I think, as we play along to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Orioles on top now, 2-0. Long wait for Chris Tillman as David Ortiz leads it off. Red Sox into the scenario here that has them down by 2 runs. And it could have been a lot more, but Buchholz battling his way back, getting out of that jam. Only giving up the 2 runs. Back-to-back strikeouts of Diaz and Pierce to end the 4th. Orioles shifting on the right side. On the ground up the middle, and that'll find its way to center field. Big Poppy is 2 for 2 today.
Gets the curveball that time. A pretty good curveball from Tillman, and takes it up the middle. Defeats the shift. That ball's away, and Ortiz hooking it right back through the box. It's like David's balance has been a little bit better recently, having better swings at pitches. His timing was a little bit off at the beginning of the season.
Pablo Sandoval picking up a baseball in the on-deck circle, flipping it into the crowd as Jerry Meals, home plate umpire, is trying to get his attention. There's another ball on the field. As Hanley Ramirez stands in with Big Poppy at first base, nobody out here in the 4th inning. And Ramirez takes ball 1. And grounded out to the second baseman, Ryan Flaherty, in the 2nd inning. Swing and a miss on a pitch headed downward.
This is the first game that Hanley Ramirez has ever faced Tillman. Matter of fact, last time up, his first at bat ever against Tillman. Ground out to second base. That was the cut fastball that time that he chased.
Orioles have won 12 of Tillman's last 14 starts dating back to last year. As Ramirez fouls it off himself, and the helmet comes flying off. Tillman last year starting the ALCS game 1, a no decision, went 4 1/3 innings. Orioles lost that game in 10 innings, 8-6. Also started game 1 of the ALDS against the Tigers. That was a win. This will get away. Caleb Joseph runs it down as Ortiz runs to second.
Well, Ortiz could not get to second after a base hit in the first inning. He gets there on a wild pitch. Ball deflecting off the glove and body of Caleb Joseph. The Red Sox put a man in scoring position with nobody out.
Swing and a miss, and Hanley Ramirez strikes out. That is the 3rd strikeout for Tillman. 1 down.
Cut fastball that time for the strikeout.
Send it down to Gary.
Guys, before Orioles fans get too up in arms about Jonathan Schoop landing on the 15-day deal with that partially torn PCL now, wanting to blame Panda for that takeout slide last night. Even the Orioles are saying that it was actually Jonathan Schoop tripping over the first base bag yesterday that caused the knee injury. But going back to that slide and the aggressiveness, Panda actually saying when I was talking to him, that's actually the most underrated part of his game. Yes, he only has 11 stolen bases in his career, but he kind of takes pride in being able to set up either batters or positional running when he's on the base path. So he actually enjoys that. Moreover, he's actually friends with the Schoop brothers. He played with Jonathan's brother Charlin in the Giants system, so there is no bad beef there or anything like that. So everything's all cool between Panda and the Schoeps.
That's just good, hard, aggressive baseball is what it is.
Sandoval lifts it down the left field line. Diaza the long run, but that'll end up in the seats and a foul ball. Now, for every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston Children's Hospital towards a $25,000 commitment once again this season. CVS Pharmacy, the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. The little guy end up with it?
I think so.
Yep. Is fouled off to the left. Mike Napoli waiting on deck. One out. Runner at second in David Ortiz. Sandoval, the first time up, flied out to the warning track and left, and Piazza made the catch that time on a very good running catch. Red Sox trying to get on the board here in the fourth inning. Bouncing in and blocked by Joseph. Sandoval would like to go a game without being hit by a pitch. Last 3 games he's been hit by a pitch. Ortiz takes off for third. Sandoval grounds one to short. Cabrera throws out Sandoval, but Ortiz was in motion and takes third base with now 2 down.
Surprised to see David take off, especially from a standstill start. A contact there by Sandoval, and now with 2 outs, Ortiz at third base. Kind of surprised everybody to see him take off there.
Mike Napoli batting out of the 6th spot today. Grounded out to the shortstop Everett Cabrera in the 2nd inning. And he takes strike 1 right down the middle. Napoli scoring the game-winning run last night. He scored at least 1 run in 7 straight games now. On the corner, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
That's what we talked about, Don. You know, not many pitches down the middle of the plate from Tillman. He does not make many mistakes down the middle.
David Ortiz at third base, 2 down in the inning. David singled, took second on a wild pitch, took third on the ground out to short. Very close, and as a pitch at times it's been called a strike by Jerry Meals today.
And it looks like Jerry Meals wanted to call this a strike. Watch his right arm. Does it start to go up? I think he was thinking about it.
Full count now to Napoli. Foul back. 95 on the fastball that time from Tillman.
And velocity has increased since back in the 1st and 2nd inning.
The 20th pitch of the inning coming up here for Chris Tillman. Napoli fights it off foul again. You'll see an 8th pitch in this at bat. Nava on deck, but there are 2 outs here in the Boston 4th inning. Napoli again protecting the play. That was going to be very close on that outside corner.
Back to the cut fastball on time, and Napoli just getting a piece of it. Some of the left fielders playing for the Orioles, I mean, they play right-handers about as far over as you can possibly play in left field. I think the reason for that is, they figure anything down the line, the worst case is going to happen is going to be a double in Fenway Park. So they're taking away the power gaps.
Payoff pitch again, the 9th pitch of the at-bat. And it's a fly ball to center field. Adam Jones out there waiting. Will make the catch, and the Red Sox leave Ortiz at third. 2-0 Orioles at the end of 4. By Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. 2-0 Baltimore on top of Boston. Baltimore out hitting the Red Sox 8-3 as we get ready for the top of the 5th. Here's today's Coors timeless moment. On April 18th, 1981, the Pawtucket Red Sox and the Rochester Red Wings started the longest game in baseball history. Game was suspended at 4:07 a.m. the next day after 32 innings with the score tied at 2. The game resumed in June, and the Paw Sox won in 33 innings. Total time 8 hours and 25 minutes. Wade Boggs playing in that game. Cal Ripken played in that game. There's a pitch for a swing and a miss. Chris Davis has struck out twice today against Clay Buchholz. One in the first, one in the third. In on the hands, but he sends it out to center field for a base hit and a leadoff single to begin the 5th inning. It's the 9th hit of the day for Baltimore.
They struck him out on a changeup, and then he struck him out on a fastball. This time the cut fastball, though, goes for the base hit. The base hits piling up for the Orioles. 10 now.
So lead runner on, and here is Adam Jones, 2 for 2 today. Singled in the first, singled in the 4th inning. Throw to first, and that one was rising on the way over there. Napoli able to reel it in. Fouled off to the right out of play, and it's 0-2. Number 3 on the fastball from Buchholz. Nice grab. That's why you bring the glove. '70th pitch of the day coming up here for Clay Buchholz. And a grounder up the middle as Bogaerts will flip backhanded, and it's barehanded by Pedroia, but it's not in time. Safe at second base is Chris Davis. Nice bid there by the Red Sox, but it's not enough, and the first 2 have reached here for the Orioles.
And it's hard when you're going in that direction to get much on a backward flip to second base. Bogaerts going away from the bag, then tries to flip it behind him barehanded, but see, Pedroia was not on the bag. He had to reach, come off the bag to get that with his bare hand. Very difficult angle right there for everybody involved.
Two on, nobody out. Jimmy Paredes coming up. He doubled his last time up. A 1-for-2 day. Fly ball left field. Hanley Ramirez going back onto the track in front of the wall, and he can't make the catch. Everybody had to wait because it looked like he had it sized up, so the base is now loaded as Davis just getting to third, Jones to second. And what happened out there in left field to Ramirez? He was back to the wall and it got some of the glove and some of the wall.
Yeah, it looks like he had it tracked, and all of a sudden he goes into the jump, and does it come off his heel of his glove?
That's what it looked like. Looked like he never got the wall.
I heard something bang on the wall. It must have been Ramirez himself because it looks like it hits the heel of his glove.
Just misplayed. They are ruling it a base hit. So the bases are now loaded with nobody out here in the 5th inning. And Manny Machado at the plate, 0-for-2 today. He's grounded out to third, grounded out to short.
Red Sox again with the bases loaded, back at second and short for a double play, in at first and third.
That's credit for the outside corner that time, 1-1. Pitching line is brought to you by Ace Ticket for Clay Buchholz, 4+ innings. Now 11 hits. He's given up 2 runs so far, no walks, 6 strikeouts, 73 pitches, and in a bit of a mess here in the 5th inning. Bases loaded, nobody out, and a 1-1 to Machado. And took that one out of the glove, it appeared, of Hannigan, and Masai Takahashi and John Farrell out to check on him on the foul tip. Got some of Hannigan. Maybe the bare hand again. Yes.
Ooh, yeah, right off the fingers. Fingers exposed to that foul tip, and Hannigan gets it pretty bad right there.
And it happened last night, and now again getting tagged on the fingers. Hannigan says he's all right here. Don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU Digital Federal Credit Union tomorrow at 1 p.m. Tom Caron and Tim Wakefield will have a preview of Rick Porcello's start. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? So the base is loaded. Nobody out for Baltimore here in the 5th inning. Manny Machado with a count of 1-2. And now Hannigan's going to go out and talk to Buchholz. They're going back and forth as to what to throw.
Hannigan threw out a number of signs, and Buchholz didn't like any of them. So now Hannigan wants to find out, what do you want to throw?
Davis, Jones, Paredes taking up the bases here for the Orioles. In the dirt, and it's 2-2.
And the pitch he selects was the changeup.
Close pitch. Full count now.
Back-to-back changeups. That one missing up and in.
No place to put Machado here. The base is filled with Orioles. Machado grounds to first. Napoli's coming home for one. Return throw to first for two. Big double play turn there. 3-2 to 3, 2 down.
Well, we highlighted where the infield is playing, and that's why. If they hit the ball at third base or first base, you come home. And a nice job by Hannigan clearing himself of both the runner going down the first base line and the runner coming toward him at home plate, trying to take him out.
So the runner is moving to second and third now, but two huge outs as Caleb Joseph is coming up.
A play like that, Hannigan almost becomes like a second baseman, a shortstop, because once you make that force out, you can be taken out like a middle infielder by that runner coming in at third.
So Anthony Vivaro warming in the pen for Boston as Joseph takes ball one away. Joseph struck out swinging in the second inning, singled to drive in a run in the fourth inning. '80th pitch coming up here for Buchholz. In the dirt, and a great job by Hannigan to knock that down.
He really has done a terrific job since opening day behind the plate. Not trying to catch that, just block it, keep those runners at second and third. Breaking ball that's going to come back to him just a little bit once it hits the ground.
Strike called. And it's 2-1.
Maybe a little bit of a gift there on the 2-0 count. Cut fastball appeared to be a little bit outside, but Jerry Meals calls it a strike.
Three balls and a strike. On deck, Ryan Flaherty with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Adam Jones at third. Jimmy Paredes at second. Swing and a miss. Full count.
Steady diet and cut fastballs too to Joseph. Another cutter that starts middle of the plate, ends up on the outside part of the plate.
4th full count of the day for Clay Buchholz. And a bases loaded, nobody out situation. There's a chance to get out of it unscathed. Ball 4, and he loses it. Down to first base goes Joseph. That is the first walk of the day given up by Buchholz.
That's a pretty tough at bat put on there by Joseph. Staying off some close pitches on the outside part of the plate. Everything away from him in that at bat. Now he's going to deal with Flaherty, who's already got 2 hits against him.
Yeah, single to center in the 2nd, a single to center in the 4th inning. Bases reloaded here again for the O's. Flaherty takes strike 1. Six for 18 for Ryan Flaherty. The bases loaded, including a grand slam. It's Jones at third, Paredes at second, Joseph at first. Bouncing in, and again Hannigan able to block it. Navarro continuing to warm in the Red Sox pen. There's been some stress innings for Buchholz. The pitch count not terribly high, but these have been some tough innings, especially the last 2. 86 pitches right now.
Yeah, you're looking at a situation here that could be the game. I mean, that's stress.
Two balls and a strike now to Flaherty. Everett Cabrera waiting on deck here for the Orioles, batting out of the number 9 spot. Drops in there for strike 2.
The 2 strikes on Flaherty so far have come on a changeup and now the curveball. Off-speed pitches.
Flaherty fouls it back and out of play. Buchholz goes to work on the cleats on the back of the mound as the Orioles have the bases loaded here. Deuces are wild on the scoreboard in left. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with Baltimore on top 2-0. strikes out, and Buchholz gets out of the jam unscathed. Proud to give back to the communities in which they live and work. Thousands of kids have had the chance to catch a free Sox game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. Tonight we welcome the Boston University Siblings Program to historic Fenway Park. Dunkin' Donuts, committed to the community. Now back here at Fenway Park as Clay Buchholz pitching his way around a bases loaded, nobody out situation. And it remains 2-0 Orioles. Daniel Nava leading it off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Nava grounding out to second base. He's only a bat in this game, back in the 3rd inning. The Nava, Bogarts, and Hannigan. Now the Orioles going into a shift. They weren't in one to begin this at bat. They are now. The count 1-1. Breaking ball for strike 2. Nava sits safely in 9 of his last 10 games against Baltimore. 53 games against the Orioles, hitting at .307. And he strikes out this time looking. He didn't like it. It's the 4th strikeout for Tillman. One down here in the 5th.
Yeah, Tillman again, starts early in the count, staying away from Nava, then comes inside with the fastball and just really freezes Nava. You get up there and you start thinking everything is away, and you think he's going to stay out there, and then once he comes inside with something, you just froze him.
One down here in the 5th, and it brings up Xander Bogarts. Bogarts walked in the 3rd inning, the only walk given up today by Chris Tillman. Well, so far in this series it has been tight, low scoring games, but lots of chances. Right now still just 2-0, Baltimore on top. That's a strike, 2-1.
That last half inning was huge for the Red Sox. Bases loaded, nobody out, and to get out of that with no runs allowed, it keeps them in the game. I mean, that could have been a game-breaking inning.
Fouled off to the right, out of play. 2-2. Be sure to follow Nesson on Instagram to see all the things behind the scenes this Red Sox season. Follow Nesson at Instagram.com/Nesson.
He tripled up on the Nessons.
There are 3 Nessons in that read. Bogaerts takes it outside. Trips
on Nesson.
Yes. In the air to shallow right center, and diving in right is Pierce to make the catch. Nice grab. Really robs Bogaerts of a base hit.
That was a little bit like last night's, except a little deeper. And Pierce makes a terrific play out here in right field. Got a very good jump, then comes in, across, then in, and picks it off the grass. A lot of times, you know, the tough thing about that play is not only the diving catch, but holding on to the baseball once you hit the ground.
And 2 down here in the 5th. 5 in a row. Now retired by Tillman. Little help from his right fielder that time. And here's Ryan Hanigan. I imagine that hand feels very good after a foul tip off the fingers, as he now bats for the first time afterwards. A strikeout victim in the 3rd inning went looking.
Tillman wanted that one, and it's a pitch that he's been getting for a lot of the afternoon.
Another close one, and it's 3-1. Top of the order, Brock Holt waiting on deck with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And Hanigan draws a 2-out walk. Second walk given up by Tillman in his outing. H.B. Hood salutes the Red Sox scholars, presented by Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. Boston middle schoolers receive college scholarships, and the first class of scholars from 2003 has already graduated from college. We thank H.B. Hood for funding the dreams of college. Warmer, no doubt, in the bleachers today in the sunshine. With 2 outs, Hanigan at first, and Brock Holt showing bunt, but he pulls it back out of the way. He struck out in the first, singled the center in the 3rd. Red Sox have gathered only 3 hits. They've been out hit 11-3 today by Orioles hitters. Two and 0. Well, don't miss Red Sox first pitch, presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse tomorrow at 12:30. TC and Tim Wakefield will have an early look at the AL East race. And again with a short lead at first. And Holt takes a look at strike 1. Ever since Tillman did not pick up those outside corner pitches that he's been getting all day, he is a little bit off the mark. And has fallen behind here, 3-1 after walking Ryan Hanigan. There's a strike, and it's a full count now.
Good job, too, by Holt. Make him throw pitches. You know, the 3-1 count counts in Holt's favor, but the fastball's away from him, and not one that he really wants to swing at on a 3-1 count.
Pedroia on deck. There are 2 outs here in the Boston 5th inning. Holt hits a base hit into right center field. Hannigan is headed for third base. Adam Jones will get it back in, and it's 1st and 3rd. Brock Holt has his 2nd hit of the day.
And good patient at bat by Holt. He takes a 3-1 nasty fastball away, and then he gets one down the middle and takes it up the middle for the base hit. Holt has already extended a hitting streak to 5 games, 2 for 3 afternoon, and Red Sox with that 1st and 3rd situation, but 2 outs.
He is now 10 for 18 to start this season.
And that's in part-time play.
First and 3rd, 2 outs, and Dustin Pedroia with a chance here. And he'll take strike 1. Rounded out to second base in the 1st, bounced out to 3rd in the 3rd. Hannigan 90 feet away with Brock Holt at first base. Fouled off to the right, out of play, 0-2. Red Sox with 4 hits in the game, 2 for Brock Holt and 2 for David Ortiz. Swing and a miss. 94 on the fastball and by him. The Red Sox strand a pair again. 2-0 Baltimore at the end of 5. And natural gas for facilities throughout the Northeast. Did you know FW Web did that? Learn more about this proud Boston Red Sox sponsor at fwweb.com. 2-0. The Orioles have the lead over the Red Sox, out hitting Boston 11-4. As the Orioles have left the bases loaded in the 4th and again in the 5th. And Buchholz has worked his way around that with the exception of 2 runs. Baltimore's now left 9 men on base through the first 5, and it's Everett Cabrera who leads it off. Cabrera grounded out in the second, singled to center in the 4th inning. Meanwhile, the Red Sox have left 5 men on in the last 3 innings. That'll bounce in for ball 2, 2-0. Buchholz in his first 2 outings of the year. The first one 7 innings at Philadelphia, and of course last time out only 3 1/3 against the Yankees. 94 pitches in the first outing, 79 pitches in his last outing. Last year led the Red Sox with 28 starts, 170 1/3 innings pitched. That's despite missing nearly a month on the DL last year. Fly ball to left center field. Hanley Ramirez, shy of the track, will make the catch for the first out here of the 6th inning. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 13 years. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. One down in the 6th for Alejandro Diaz. 0-for-3 in the contest. Diaz has fly to center, grounded out to second, and struck out.
Sandoval in very tight at third base, trying to protect against the possible bunt by Diaz.
Diaz broke into the big leagues with the Marlins before going to the White Sox, and traded in August of last year over to the Orioles. In the last 20 games of the year with the O's, hitting at .293 in that time. That was after 5 seasons as a member of the White Sox. Ball and 2 strikes.
A couple of good cut fastballs by Buchholz to Diaz, both down and in.
Action in the Red Sox pen. Alexi Agondo now warming. Anthony Vivaro had been up last inning. Diaz reaches out and grounds one at Pedroia. 2 down here in the 6th inning. It's time now for the Geico Red Sox moment. All season long, Geico will highlight the 1975 Red Sox in honor of their 40th anniversary. In their 11th game of the 75 season, the Sox lost to the Yankees 5-0. Sox managed just 3 hits off Doc Medich, and Bobby Bonds went 3 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs. Bobby Bonds, a former teammate of yours.
Yes, with the California Angels at that time.
Time called as Pierce backs out. Wind picking up here and gusting at the moment, and it's kind of shifted gears now, blowing in. This one fouled back and out of play.
Yeah, blowing straight in from center field, and some clouds covering Fenway Park right now.
Buchholz fastly approaching 100 today. He's at 98 right now. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Jumps ahead of Pierce, 0-2. Pierce first in the big leagues with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Played in over 100 games last year for the Orioles, 102. And hit a .293 a season ago with 21 home runs. He'd been claimed off waivers by the Orioles from the Yankees at the time. Outside, 2-2. In the air to left center field as on the run Ramirez and Holt. It'll be Brock Holt who makes the catch in front of the track. A 1-2-3 6th inning for Buchholz. A 2-0 Baltimore lead. Furniture, it's your chance to win free furniture and mattresses. If the Sox win the championship this season, it's all free. It's the Monster Repeat, and it's going on now. Two to nothing Baltimore on top of the Red Sox as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and David Ortiz, who has 2 hits today, leads it off. David with a single to left in the first, a single to center in the 4th inning. Driven to right by Big Papi, and that ball is going to get down and head back to the short fencing. Ortiz headed for second as Pierce guns it back in, and David's got himself a double, his 3rd hit of the day.
And David using the whole field today, opposite field, up the middle, and now pulling the ball. First pitch fastball gets the barrel of the bat out. And the line drive quickly by Steve Pierce in right field. No problem at second base for Ortiz on this one.
So the leadoff double to start the 6th inning, and now Hanley Ramirez coming up. Grounded out to second and struck out swinging. Grounder up the middle, ranging is Cabrera. His throw in time to get Ramirez as Ortiz takes 3rd base. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, never forgets that before you're a patient, you're a person. Beth Israel Deaconess, human first. Learn more at bidmc.org/human first. David Ortiz at 3rd base, 1 out for Pablo Sandoval. And flied out to the warning track in left field in the 2nd and grounded out to shortstop in the 4th inning. Well, next pitch here for Chris Tillman will be number 100 of the day As Brad Brock up in the pen now for the O's. Off the plate, chop foul. Mike Napoli on deck. Red Sox batting here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The pitching line for Tillman is brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. 5 1/3, 5 hits. So far, no runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. Leadoff double this inning for David Ortiz. Now Sandoval grounds one down the first baseline. Tillman will bobble. Everybody's safe, and the Red Sox have a run. And from third comes Ortiz. Tillman cannot field it cleanly, and Sandoval's aboard.
Looked like Tillman took his eye off him for a second, like he wanted to go home because Ortiz was off on contact. Watch him go over and see how he picks this ball up. It looks like he looks toward home plate. And by then, he's got nothing in his glove. So everybody's safe. So Tillman making kind of a mental error there by looking home. I mean, he's got the lead. Would have been 2-1 with the out at first base. Instead, now a runner at first base.
Now Mike Napoli with a chance. They'll take ball 1. The error charge to Tillman on the play. They did give an RBI on the play to Sandoval. So the Red Sox push across their first run of the day here in the 6th inning. There's a strike, 2-1. Napoli didn't think so as he shakes his head. Line into left field, a base hit for Napoli. Sandoval will take second base. Red Sox have him at first and second with 1 down.
And Napoli hangs in there tough against a cut fastball from Tillman and rifles the ball hard to left field. Buck Showalter making his way out to the mound.
And he will take the baseball from Tillman. That is the day. Brock coming in here. Pitching change from Fenway. Back in Boston and at Fenway Park as Chris Tillman chased from this game. He's given up a run so far, responsible for the runners at first and second. As this call to the bullpen is brought to you by Kia. Brad Brock into the game now for the Orioles. Sixth appearance, 1-0, the 6.75 earned run average. Opponents hitting at .333 against Brock. And he comes into a first and second, one out scenario. And it is Daniel Nava coming up for Boston. He's inherited 3 runners this year, has Brock, and he's allowed all 3 to score. See what happens here. Inheriting 2 here in the 6th inning. Nava takes strike 1.
Well, again, another good job by Tillman against the Red Sox, holding him to the 1 run to this point. But he always comes up with a good one against Boston.
Daniel Nava 4 for 6 with runners in scoring position on the year. And he takes that one very high. Fastball, 1-1. Xander Bogaerts on deck. Nava fouls it off to the left, out of play. Pablo Sandoval at second base. Mike Napoli at first base. 1 out here in the 6th inning. Nava almost got hit on a pitch running in. Line foul. Right down the right field line into the seats.
Well, that time Nava ready for that inside fastball as he cleaned it out. But in foul territory. They got him out inside last time.
On the ground to second base. Fleury to second for 1. On to first for 2. A double play. Brock getting a big one there for the Orioles. Red Sox get a run back at the end of 6. 2-1 Baltimore. Or Jets. The HP Office Jet Pro X is the perfect addition to your starting lineup. And now 50% off. Get yours today from none other than who but WB Mason. Now it's 2-1. Baltimore on top of Boston. Red Sox getting a run back. In the bottom of the 6th inning, we head to the 7th. New pitcher for Boston, Alexi Agondo. 5th appearance without a record, a 6.75 ERA. 4 strikeouts, no walks, and opponents hitting at .250 against Agondo. Takes over for Clay Buchholz, who went the first 6 innings in this game and departs on the hook. Buchholz allowing 11 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. Here is Chris Davis to lead it off, and he takes strike 1. Davis struck out in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, and then singled to center field in the 5th. Davis didn't think so. 0-2. Shift changing here as Sandoval now moves from 3rd base to the right side of the infield with 2 strikes on the batter. Buchholz really had to battle in the 4th inning and the 5th inning, and Orioles leaving the bases loaded in both of those innings. They do get 2 runs in that 4th inning, but then he finished up strong with a 1-2-3 6th inning and 102 pitches. Close pitch, 2-2.
Agondo staying away with just about everything, the fastball and the slider for 4 pitches, not missing the outside corner by very much, but just missing.
Davis fouls it off to the left out of play. Chris Davis, who had 53 home runs in 2013, along with 138 RBIs. Now in his 5th season as a member of the Baltimore Orioles. In the dirt, full count, as Agondo had been ahead, 0-2. Adam Jones waiting on deck, then Jimmy Paredes expected to bat here for the Orioles. 3, 4, and 5 in their order here in the 7th inning. Off the end of the bat, foul. Stay tuned tonight following WB Mason Extra Innings Live, a Red Sox final presented by Uno's. Tom and Tim Wakefield will have a preview of Rick Porcello's 3rd start of the season. Line down the right field line, foul. That was a hot shot. Swing and a miss, elevated at 94. Davis chases and strikes out for the 3rd time today.
And probably a pitch that might have been out of the strike zone, a high fastball this time. Again, you can see that pitch sequence, everything away from Davis with the exception of 1 pitch that he pulled foul. That ball elevated about Lutta high on Davis.
Make insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. 1 out in the 7th inning. Adam Jones had a good day today. 3 hits and 3 at bats. Single to right, single to left, and had an infield hit to short. Part of the 11-hit attack for the Orioles, but only 2 runs to show for it to this point. Gondo last working on Tuesday against the Nationals. On a 2-run triple to Michael Taylor in that game. Allowed 2 inherited runners to score. And a charge to Masterson. Signed as a free agent at the end of January. Check swing for Jones, fouled off. It was running in.
Well, injury problems last year for Redondo, and certainly no sign of that at the beginning of this season. 94, 95 with his fastball, throwing that slider, occasional changeup. He's used in both roles in Texas. They tried him as a starter, reliever.
Tried the breaking ball and missed. 3-1. The Red Sox pitching, and is 5 in a row retired as Redondo gets first batter he faces, striking out Davis. There's Paredes waiting on deck. Dribbler down the first baseline. Redondo flips to first for out number 2.
Done a good job getting off the mound by Redondo, and no panic here as he picks the ball up with both the glove in the hand and the little flip to first base. Didn't really have to rush it. So a couple of quick outs for him here in the 7th inning.
2 down brings up Jimmy Paredes, the DH today for the Orioles. Couple of hits, a double and a single, both to left field. Popped up, foul ground. Hannigan didn't see it right away. Now he moves over towards the seats, but will have no play. This one bouncing in, the ball and a strike.
Second changeup that Redondo has thrown, and both of them have been down in the dirt, bouncing in a home plate. So not feeling that pitch in this inning. Pretty good seats right there, huh?
Not bad. Fouled at the plate, getting Hannigan, but not on the hand this time.
Hannigan getting beat up pretty good over the last couple of games. That one bouncing off the heel of his glove and almost got hit by the backswing.
Skips in 2-2. Wind blowing straight in here at Fenway Park. Alexi Gondo ready with a 2-2 pitch. Radies chops it down the first base line. It is a fair ball. Gondo covers for the out that ends the top of the seventh. Seventh inning stretch. Baltimore on top 2-1. Catches season premiere tomorrow at noon. D'Angelo Ortiz learns how to field a ground ball in the outfield from Shane Victorino, while his dad, Big Papi, takes the hot seat in Small Talk. And they put the audience to the test in Stump Your Parents. Catch it all at noon on Nesson Clubhouse, presented by Delta Dental. A cool afternoon into early evening now at Fenway Park, with Baltimore on top 2-1. And the Red Sox coming to bat here in the bottom of the seventh inning. Xander Bogaerts, Ryan Hanigan, Brock Holt. Brad Brock back on the mound again. He got a big double play grounded into by Nava to get out of the sixth inning. Xander Bogaerts has walked and fly to right. In there for strike one. Back up again, Anthony Vivaro, who had been up in the fourth inning, now up in the bottom of the seventh inning. And Alexia Gondo coming in between. Breaking ball down and away. Slider, and it's 0-2.
Cutter, a small cut, followed by a bigger slider. Quickly down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes is Bogart.
Ryan Hanigan waiting on deck. Bogaerts protects the plate on the fastball. Yanked it down and away. To center field, and Adam Jones moves over and makes the catch for the first out of the seventh inning. So one down. Ryan Hanigan coming up, and Jerry, we sort of will be going to break at the end of this inning, but not entirely. Now, last night we showed some of the best defensive plays of the year in between innings, and we're going to check out a lot of the Red Sox home runs so far in the first 11 games. So not really going to break. We are, but we aren't.
I'm looking forward to it.
I see a lot of home runs.
I think we'll see Hannigan's home run from last night between innings.
One down here in the 7th inning. Hannigan has struck out and walked today. He's got some home runs as part of the home run package.
I hate when you tell me that because I want to be surprised.
It ruins it.
I want to be surprised, but then if I was surprised, that means I would leave the TV.
Right. And if you think about it, people who've had home runs in the first 11 games you can remember too. And they'll be in there. Like that guy. He's going to be in there. One to Hannigan. One pitch. And that is a strike. Hannigan was headed to first base, but he gets the bad news from Jerry Meals. Looked like it was up.
Yeah, I don't blame him. The ball appeared to be up and out of the strike zone. Hannigan gets the bad news and has to retreat.
Fouled off to the right, out of play. This is his 7th pitch in this at bat. Top of the order, Brock Holt waiting on deck. Already a 2-hit day. Hannigan fouls off another. Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. Tom and Tim Wakefield will have post-game reaction from the Red Sox clubhouse, including Clay Buchholz. Can't go wrong when you buy right at WB Mason. It is a 2-1 Baltimore lead with the Red Sox batting here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ryan Hannigan, the batter, full count. And another foul off to the right. We'll see his 9th pitch in this at bat coming up. Strike 3 call. Hannigan strikes out for the 2nd out of the 7th inning. First K for Brad Brock.
Well, he didn't get the benefit of the call on the ball 4, but then gets a nasty pitch for strike 3 outside corner. And don't forget a home run extra after the 3rd out of this inning.
2 down here in the 7th, and Brock Holt struck out in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, singled in the 5th. More action for the O's in the pen. Brian Mattis, the lefty, warming up. He worked in the ball game last night. At the bottom of the zone at 93, 2-1. Fouled back to the screen, 2-2. 2-2. On the ground softly right side as Davis will flip, and it'll get away. Off the glove of Brock. He'll run it down in short right. Holt is on. It is a base hit and the third of the day for Holt.
Yeah, from this angle, I mean, very difficult to make a flip to first base, and Holt's beating that pitcher down the line. You see, he has to try to lead the pitcher, but that's virtually impossible from that angle, and Holt had beat the pitcher anyway. Never really got his foot on the bag, just tracked the baseball down.
Already the second 3-hit game of the year for Holt. Ward here with 2 down, and Dustin Pedroia coming up. The catcher, Caleb Joseph, went out to talk to Brad Brock, gave him a little extra time after not only you have to run over and try to cover first, man, to run into right field to grab that ball off his glove. And here's Pedroia, 0 for 3 today. He's grounded out twice and struck out. Came up in a big spot in the 5th inning with runners at first and third and 2 down, and Tillman was able to strike him out. Now Holt takes off, pitches low. The throw is going to be late, and it gets away. Backed up by Cabrera. Stole a base for Brock Holt.
Well, I looked up, and Holt had one heck of a jump at first base. He really did. First pitch. And there's no way Joseph was going to be able to get him. Look at the jump he has. Flaherty tried to put that quick catch and tag on, and never made control of the baseball, and Brock Holt picks up the steal. So tying run, scoring position.
Pedroia ahead in the count, 2-0. There's a strike right on that outside edge. David Ortiz waiting on deck. He's already had a good day. 3 hits for him, 3 hits for Brock Holt. Pedroia fouls it off, and it evens at 2-2.
Yeah, pretty nasty splitter right there by Brock. Throws it hard, bottom falls out, 87 miles an hour.
Saw Madison the pen, likely in for David Ortiz, who waits on deck if this continues with 2 outs here in the inning. '30th pitch coming up for Brad Brock. And he yanks it outside, full count. Tying run in scoring position with 2 down here in the 7th inning. Pedroia strikes out. Brock gets him, and the Red Sox leave Holt at second base. We are through 7 with the Orioles on top 2-1. And 2 strikeouts in that inning for Brock. The 8th inning. Red Sox have had their chances in this game and left Brock Holt at second base this last inning. 2-1, Baltimore on top. New pitcher on for the Red Sox as Bavaro into the game now for Boston. Their second reliever, his 5th appearance. 1.69 earned run average. 4 strikeouts and 2 walks. Opponent sitting at 273 against the former Atlanta Brave. Takes over for Alexia Gondo. Had a 1-2-3 7th inning with a strikeout. Ball 1 to Manny Machado. Navarro throwing a season high 2 2/3 innings in Wednesday's game, a 10-5 loss against Washington. Not a run on 4 hits, a walk at 2 Ks. And he's going to walk the first batter that he faces today. Manny Machado down to first base. It's only the second walk given up by Red Sox pitching today.
John Farrell wants to know what that pitch was. Looked like a pretty good pitch at the top of the strike zone. Take one more look at it.
Looked pretty good.
Yep.
So lead runner on for Baltimore instead. Caleb Joseph. Sandoval in at third, and Joseph is dropping the bunt down. Bavaro is going to go to second base, and he is out at second. They got the force out. So Bogart supplies the tag anyway just to make sure after Machado came off the bag.
Now that could be a very big play in this game. I mean, 2 good plays. One by Bavaro, fielding the bunt and throwing to second base, and Bogarts. That ball got tied in around where the base runner was. Machado. And a tough play for Bogarts right there. He's going to apply the tag just in case. That keeps a man out of scoring position. It could be a very big play.
1 out, 1 on. Ryan Flaherty, the batter.
Machado never really slid because he didn't expect the throw to go to second base. He really didn't. So he thought he was going to go in standing up, and right at the last minute tried to slide.
Strike call, ball and a strike. Bullpens are active. The left-hander Robbie Ross Jr. is up. And Darren O'Day for Baltimore, who we also saw in last night's game. To right, Nava makes the catch on the liner, and back to first goes Joseph with 2 down. Sharply hit, but right in the direction of the Red Sox right fielder for the second out. And that'll bring up Everett Cabrera. And a single back in the 4th inning, a 1-for-3 day. And on the grass again is Sandoval. Napoli holds on Joseph at first base. The starter today for the Red Sox, Clay Buchholz, 6 innings, 11 hits, 2 runs. He walked a batter, struck out 7. On the hook right now, the Red Sox trailing in the game, 2-1. foul back, and it's 1-2. Well, last year, Vivaro holding left-handed hitters to an .053 average.
A little bit surprising there. It must be the changeup that he features to the lefties.
Dealing with Cabrera here with 2 down in the inning and Joseph at first base. On the ground, up the middle, softly hit. Bogaerts will tag the bag and end the top of the 8th inning. Coming up for the Red Sox, Ortiz, Ramirez, and Sandoval. By Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare on southwest.com. GMC, we are professional grade. Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Thank you, New England, for 60 great years. Audi, experience the new Audi A3 today. DraftKings. And the series sponsorship presented by Chevrolet. Bottom of the 8th inning back at Fenway Park as the Red Sox trail the Orioles 2-1. And a new pitcher on for Baltimore. It's Darren O'Day. 6th appearance, a 1.50 earned run average, 6 strikeouts, no walks. And opponents hitting at 100 against O'Day. Takes over for Brad Brock, who ended up going an inning and 2/3. On a base hit, but no runs. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 2. David Ortiz leading it off here in the 8th. And he'll take ball 1. David Ortiz, 28th all time now in extra base hits with 1,034. Had been tied with Sammy Sosa prior to the double that he hit his last time up in the 6th inning. Mihara getting ready in the pen. (3-0).
On normal days, I would say that David has the green light, 3-0, but I'm not so sure with the way the wind's blowing today. We'll see.
Take it all the way, and he takes the strike. David thought he had ball 4. It looked like he did.
I don't think there's any question this ball is not in the strike zone. It's very close to the 3rd pitch.
Ortiz 1 for 6 in his career against O'Day. And he will take the walk to first base. Leadoff walk in the 8th. Third walk allowed today by Orioles pitching. And Hanley Ramirez coming up.
And we'll see if they pinch run for Ortiz at first base. They do.
Mookie Betts coming out here for Boston. So that's a day for David Ortiz on base today 4 times. Hanley Ramirez 0 for 3. He's grounded out to second base, struck out swinging, and grounded out to short. For the first, and Betts diving back to the bag. Ball 1.
It takes O'Day quite a bit of time to get released that from that sinker ball style, that submarine style delivery to home plate. Let's see if Betts tries to take advantage of that.
Betts started and stopped as Hanley Ramirez takes ball 2. Jason Garcia, a right-hander, up now for Baltimore. Already seen Brad Brock and Darren O'Day in relief of Chris Tillman today. Ramirez bounds it back to the mound. O'Day to second for 1, on to first for 2. So the leadoff walk for David Ortiz erased there on a double play ball, 2 down in the 8th.
Well, had the count in his favor, did Hanley Ramirez, but right back to the pitcher. One big high hop, and that makes it nice and easy for O'Day to turn over that double play. Mentioned it many times, but if pitchers have their preference, it's going to be bounces like that are neck high. Much easier to handle than the ones that are down near the ground.
The second double play turned by the Orioles today. And here is Pablo Sandoval. The Panda and the Panda hats showing up all over Fenway Park. As he takes strike 1. Sandoval held hitless today. Is flied out to left, grounded out to short, reached on an error. Did get credit though for an RBI, his 4th in a Red Sox uniform. Fly ball foul off to the left. Red Sox pen busy as Robbie Ross Jr. now joining Uehara. Ross had been up last inning. Popped up foul ground, should reach the seats, and will. Mike Napoli on deck. 2 outs here in the last half of the 8th inning. Red Sox trailing by a run. Tough day for Pedroia today. 0 for 4. A couple of strikeouts in some tough situations. Sandoval strikes out to end the 8th. We head for the 9th. 2-1 Baltimore. We head to the 9th inning, and here's today's T-Mobile game changer play. Some big double plays turned in this game by the Baltimore Orioles and some key situations. After the O's, the first one in the 6th inning, and the most recent started by Darren O'Day. After the leadoff walk to David Ortiz, and O'Day with bats running, able to get it started, and the Orioles get out of any trouble in the 8th inning as this game remains a 1-run game to the 9th. Alejandro Diaz leading it off. Drops a bunt down, drag bunt, and Ross will flip to first. Nice play. That one kind of rolled up his glove first, but he stayed with it on a pretty good drag bunt bid there by Alejandro Diaz.
Yeah, that is a nice play by Robbie Ross, because he's falling off toward third base, being a left-handed pitcher. Had to quickly change directions. It rolled up his heel of his glove, but still grabs it with the bare hand in the shuffle pass to Mike Napoli. From Diaz's point of view, you want to bunt it a little bit harder. Make sure you get it by that pitcher. But a good play by Ross.
5th appearance for Ross. 3.86 earned run average. Well, it's hitting at .250 against the left-hander. Here is Steve Pearce. And there is strike one. Pearce with a single back in the 1st inning. Since that, 2 strikeouts and a flyout. He is one of the 11 Baltimore hits today. Lined out of the reach of Bogarts into left field. Pearce picks up his 2nd hit, a 1-out single. They're shifting on him on the left side, and he gets it through. Sharply hit.
Yeah, even with the 3 men on the left side of the infield, that ball hit so hard that Bogarts had very little time to react. That had to remind him of being back at third base last year. Hardly no reaction time at all.
One out, one on. Chris Davis has had a 3 strikeout day, but he's also mixed in a single to center. Zach Britton getting ready in the bullpen for the Orioles. Britton already with 3 saves on the year as the pitch will miss outside. Red Sox will be featuring Napoli, Nava, and Bogart scheduled to bat in the bottom of the 9th inning. Right now, Robbie Ross Jr. trying to keep this a 1-run deficit for the Red Sox. Low for ball 2. Robbie Ross Jr. last worked on Wednesday, the loss against Washington, giving up 2 runs in 2 innings. Gave up a 2-run home run to Tyler Moore in the 7th inning of that game. First year with the Red Sox after being acquired from the Texas Rangers at the end of January. Davis hits a high fly ball to left field. Hanley Ramirez going back, and that ball is gone. A 2-run home run, opposite field home run for Chris Davis, his 2nd of the year. And 2 big runs there for the Orioles on the 2-run home run by Davis. It puts Baltimore on top 4-1.
Now Davis showing just how strong he is with the wind blowing in, still taking this ball to the opposite field. A fastball down and away, and he's able to lift it up off the light tower.
Well, the Red Sox have had plenty of chances late in this game, and the Orioles now getting some insurance. And for the 2nd straight outing, Robbie Ross Jr. has given up a 2-run home run. Now Adam Jones sends it foul down the right field line. Well, Davis, you get a lot of strikeouts, but you also get a lot of power. I mentioned a year before last, 53 home runs. His 2nd of this year. Jones with a fly ball, shallow center, late break for Holt, still coming in, and Brock will run it down for the 2nd out of the 9th inning. Brings up Jimmy Paredes. 2-hit day, a double and a single. Fly ball to right field. Nava started in now. Back pedals and settles underneath and puts it away. A 2-run home run for Chris Davis has given the Orioles a 4-1 lead. And it's Chris Davis with his opposite field home run in the top of the 9th inning to give the Orioles a 4-1 advantage. The 2-run shot opens us up a little bit. As this game summary is brought to you by Xfinity. As Tillman started the game, went 5 1/3 innings, still the pitcher of record, 6 hits and 1 run. On the other side, Clay Buchholz on the hook, 6 innings, 11 hits, 2 runs. David Ortiz 3 for 3 in this game. Also the walks, 1 base 4 times. As we head now to the bottom of the 9th inning. And Mike Napoli to lead it off for the Red Sox. The closer in here for the Orioles, Zach Britton. His 6th appearance, a 1.69 earned run average, 3 out of 3 in save opportunities. And this is a save opportunity. Got a little more breathing room thanks to the 2-run home run. Other changes for the Orioles. A new right fielder, David Lowe, into the game in right. And moving from right to first base is Steve Pearce. Takes over for Chris Davis, who hit the home run. And defensive purposes here. Napoli grounds one back towards the mound. Britton with lots of time throws out Napoli for the first out of the 9th inning. Alan Craig coming up here to pinch hit with 1 out in the 9th. 1 for 12 so far in the year is Craig. And seeing the majority of his time just like this in a pinch hitting role. As Craig takes ball 1, Nava today had been 0 for 3, grounding out twice, striking out. Craig takes strike 1, 1-1. Last year, Zach Britton finishing 4th in the American League with his 37 saves. Line foul down towards Canvas Alley. Xander Bogaerts waiting on deck. 1 down here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The 1-2 pitch. That is inside and low. 2-2. As a pinch hitter in his career, 271. As a pinch hit home run. Full count now, 3-2. Red Sox need some base runners. Craig strikes out looking. He knew it and takes with him the first strikeout for Zach Britton. 2 down in the 9th.
Zach Britton throwing a fastball at 95 miles an hour that seems to run away a little bit from Craig. Picks up the outside corner and a couple of quick outs here in the 9th.
9 strikeouts today for Orioles pitching. 2 down in the 9th inning for Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts walked in the 3rd inning, flied out in the 5th, lined out in the 7th. Rolled over foul, and it's 0-2. Chris Tillman started, went 5 1/3. We saw Brad Brock for an inning and 2/3. Darren O'Day for an inning. Now Zach Britton has the first 2 outs of the 9th inning. Trying to pick up his 4th save of the year for the Orioles. 1-1 from Britton. And it's fouled off. Four runs, 13 hits, and an error for the Orioles. 1 run, 7 hits, and no errors for the Red Sox. Swing and a miss. Bogart strikes out, and the Orioles take game 2 of the series as Zach Britton, a 1-2-3 9th inning, secures his 4th save of the year as the Red Sox lose this one 4-1 from Fenway as we send it to Tom Caron.